We're going to talk about ham radio clubs. We're going to talk about how I was told recently that hams eat their young. In other words, everybody's rude. And we're going to talk about a few things that I have talked about before, but I feel like it needs saying again because some people don't listen and some people are new here and there's too many people watching Facebook. Ham Radio 2.0, reviews, news, and how-tos of things that are new in amateur radio. That's has been my tagline for a number of years. I've been on YouTube for 11 years. For 11 years, I have been welcoming to new people. I covet your viewership. Whether you're a ham, GMRS, CB, you've never heard of any of these things, you just want to learn about two-way radio and off-grid communications, I want you to be here. I've said that for 11 years, and I'm not changing my stance anytime soon. This came from a post I made on Facebook, which, guys, I would not be on Facebook. I wouldn't even have a Facebook account these days if it wasn't for my YouTube channel. But I'll be honest with you. I love Instagram. Twitter's okay. X or whatever they're calling it these days. But when I put a post up on Instagram, there's an option in there to cross-post it to Facebook, and 9 times out of 10, I'll get more comments on the Facebook side of the post than I will on the Instagram side of the post. I would rather Instagram grow. I would rather talk to you on Instagram than Facebook. But so many of you watch Facebook, I keep the Facebook account going. And it's okay. It's kind of a dumpster fire of a platform, or it can be. It can be a dumpster fire of a platform. Here's an example I've got for you. So I posted about the 6.52 challenge, and I've talked about calling CQ on a repeater, and I talked about calling CQ on 6.52 and drumming up more activity on 6.52, the national call frequency, the 5.2 challenge. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more in the future months, in the coming months and whatnot, and especially on some road trips we're doing, okay? So I commented out the posters' names. You can go find this post on my personal Facebook profile. And these guys are posting, assuming under their own names, and they're posting on a public forum, but I'm not all about public shaming. I'm not trying to call someone out and say, you guys contact this guy and tell him he's an idiot. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I'm talking from a general sense here, okay? So this guy right here, he says, hams eat their young, you scare them away. He's commenting on a post where I talk about why you should or should not call CQ on a repeater, okay? We were talking about that. We were talking about calling CQ on 652 on simplex, on repeaters. We did a whole live stream about it a couple of weeks ago at the time of this recording. And my response to him was, don't believe everything you read on Facebook. Now, I have said that before many times. Now, here's my point in saying that. I'm going to get more into this. I'm going to talk. There's 2 or 3 guys that are responding to this thread. Okay, think about this in a logical standpoint. Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, even QRZ forums on any website, anywhere for anything. Lowe's and Home Depot forums, okay? Your car dealership forums, Ford truck forums. I'm a member of a couple of those, okay? Think about this from a logical standpoint. Let's say you go buy a tool. I don't care what it is, a blender, a spray painter, an airless spray painter, okay? Let's say you buy a new set of tires for your car. I don't care what it is. You go buy product X. You take it home, you try it out, you unbox it, you put it together, everything works great. You move on with your life. Cool. Yeah, this thing's working great. Move on with your life. If it doesn't work great, there's a lot of people, and I'm guilty of this too. I have done this, okay? I'm not pointing fingers right now. I've done this myself. You want to post on social media about how wronged you were, right? Oh my gosh, look at this. I called them. They won't take it back. It's broken in the box. It's this, it's that. It doesn't do what it's advertising it does, even though I didn't read the instructions correctly a lot of the time. Oh my gosh, let's post on Facebook or Twitter or X or Reddit or somewhere on social media let's make a YouTube video about how wronged I was, about how bad this company is, about how bad this product is, about how this doesn't work, how that doesn't work. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't buy this. You shouldn't go here. You shouldn't shop here. The service here is terrible. Oh my God, the sky is falling. First world problems, right? Okay? But you get a good experience, and some of you, and I've tried to do this a little bit more, and I'm guilty of this part too. Some of you won't go post about it. You're always posting about the bad experiences you have, but you're not posting about the good experiences and the good products that you are happy with. Okay? And I think that's just human nature. Again, I do the same thing. I'm not trying to call anyone out specifically. So my comment about Facebook is, Facebook is a breeding ground for people who just want to complain about everything. When TYT first came out with some of the first dual band DMR HTs for amateur radio, there were whole Facebook groups dedicated to trashing TYT and all Chinese radios. All Chinese radios suck. They're terrible. Oh, well, okay, but Motorola and Hytera's Chinese, but Motorola and Tate Radio and several of the other ones, Kenwood, ICOM, Yaesu, Alinco, they're not making DMR radios. They're not making dual band DMR radios. Some of them don't make DMR radios at all. So if you want to talk on DMR, this was your only choice, okay? But there were complete Facebook groups trashing these radios and trashing everything out of China. And I hesitate to think how many people were on an iPhone, which is made in China, by the way, trash talking radios that are made in China. That's probably for a different video and something else I should talk about. So let's segue back to where we were. That was the first guy. The first guy says, hams eat their young, you scare them away. Okay. And down here at the bottom of the screen, I'll get to him in a minute. And then a second commenter comes in and he says, what do you mean? Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. As a new ham, but former military radio operator, mechanic million years ago. Thank you for your service, sir. I don't agree with your statement here, but that's okay. I've been shocked at how new hams asking questions on even the Friendly Elmer's Facebook pages, once again, you're on Facebook, are treated. Often their questions are laugh-reacted. They're told outright that they're asking dumb questions, and the other day I even saw some old-timer tell someone such a question should be a reason to not give the asker a license. Okay. Are you saying I shouldn't believe that? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. To be clear, yes, I am. What I see people actually giving to others on Facebook, ? I've left several of those pages in disgust. Good. Still out there looking for a page where the aspiring hams are treated decently and the mean old man persona doesn't rule. Just join this one in hope, but seriously, I'm confused about what you mean. Well, you laid it out. I just explained to you what I mean in this video. So I hope you're watching this video. I'll put a link to it in this Facebook thread when this video goes live and is published. Okay, so here's an alternative for you. I've said this and I've got, at the time of this recording, I've got over 2,100 videos on YouTube and been here for over 11 years. And there's not one video where I've ever said, new hams aren't welcome or your question is stupid. We've done whole live streams answering questions. And I've never said that to him. Now, I don't say in every video, hey, you're welcome here, please ask questions. No question is too stupid. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I don't say that in every video, but I've probably said that over 100 times in the last 11 years across 2,100 videos on this channel. So bear that in mind. Join us on Discord. Go to discord.hamradio2.com. Join my Discord server. You can ask any questions you want to in there. No one's going to ridicule you. And I have ultimate God mode because it's my server. And if I see someone acting like a sad ham or a mean old grumpy old ham, I kick them out. There's no place for that. And quite frankly, no one's ever done that. I've never had to do that. I've had the Discord server for, 5 or 6 years, something like that. I've never had to do that. People are 99.9% polite, welcoming, responsive, and glad you are there. Okay. I can also show you 50 other channels on YouTube, probably closer to 100. I'm being conservative because I am conservative. Okay. I can show you 50 other channels on YouTube that are welcoming and will answer any question that you want asked about amateur radio. So yes, I'm saying don't believe everything you read on Facebook. That's exactly what I'm saying. The next page in the comment here, now this is the original poster. The original poster says, hams eat their young, you scare them away, talking to me about calling CQ on a repeater, in direct response to a video I put on Facebook that was reposted to Facebook from Instagram, really. And he comes back and he says, happened to me, attended one club meeting is all it took, okay? And my response to him is this second one on the page. I'm like, one club meeting. You assume all hams act the same way as members of that one club. I think we found the problem. Grow some thicker skin. Now, I'm being a little bit, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm trying to be direct with this guy. Okay, this guy's the one that says hams eat their young because he claims he went to one club meeting at one club at one time, and now there's 700,000+ hams across the USA that must all act the same way as this little itty-bitty ham club meeting he went to. I say grow some thicker skin or put on a little bit more effort into your research. Assuming all hams eat their young because of a few bad actors is ridiculous. There are bad actors in every area of life, all hobbies, groups, everywhere, especially here on Facebook. You want to talk about bad actors? How about Andy Kirby and Meshcore? Bad actor. How about North Georgia GMRS and the GMRS community? Bad actors linking all 8 of the GMRS channels together so that there's one conversation going on all the time, and you no longer have 8 channels, you have one that are all linked together. Bad actors. Bad actors when the FCC has come out and said that linking is no longer permissible, but the FCC doesn't have time and resources to actually do, they should just change that. If they're not going to enforce it, they should just change it. But even if linking was acceptable, hooking all 8 channels together so that you can talk to your buddies is just dumb. They're bad actors in GMRS. So there's bad actors in everywhere in life. I don't know if this guy's maybe 6 years old, probably not, or closer to 60 years old. I'm closer to 60 than I am to 6, so I'm going to say that. He's probably closer to 60 years old than he is to 6 years old, and I have a hard time believing that this is the first time he's ever had bad actors of any walk of life. Have you been living in your mom's basement for the last 50 years? I don't know. Probably. I mean, does she allow you to get on YouTube? I mean, she allows you to get on Facebook, right? I'm being sarcastic right now. My point is, there are bad actors for everywhere in life. This should not surprise you. Don't let couple of grumpy old guys determine how 700 plus thousand hams across the USA or 2+ million hams worldwide all act. My response to the second guy, now the second guy here was the one that said, what do you mean? Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. And my response to him was, Facebook is a whiner's playground. People don't post on Facebook about good things that happen to them. That's what I said earlier in this video. They only post about issues they have, how wronged they were in this or that situation. Join my Discord server or any other ham radio Discord server. There's several of them out there if you want to be a part of a friendly and growing community. Discord.hamradio2.com. Go sign up. This is the last page of this. The guy who's talking about, what do you mean? Don't believe everything on Facebook. He replies yet again, and he's like, perfect example of what I mean. And I think what he's replying to is my calling out of this dude, saying grow some thicker skin. Perfect example of what I mean. No, it's not, because this is not a ham radio club. This is a YouTube channel and a Facebook post. So it's not a perfect example of what you mean. And my response to him is, look, and this is the bottom line for this video here. You're going to find whatever you want to see. You're going to see whatever you want to see. That doesn't make it true. Put some effort into it if you are actually interested in radio. If not, then find something you are interested in and do that. You are going to find in all walks of life, if you go looking for bad actors, that's what you're going to find. If you go looking for a friendly group of people, that's what you're going to find. If you go looking for people who complain all the time, that's what you're going to find. And if you look at one group or one person or one small clique, and you're judging an entire group of people by that one small clique and your one bad experience, whose fault is that? Okay, it's not everybody else's fault. So take some personal responsibility and go do some actual research. Okay. And again, you're welcome here. You are absolutely welcome here. I welcome you on my Discord server. I welcome your comments in this video and all the other videos. I hope you go get your license. I hope you grow. I hope you join us as being part of a welcoming community of people who are actually happy about ham radio and not just crap posting on Facebook all day long. This is the last and final comment, and this is a third guy. This is not a guy who has commented yet. He's like, trust me, there's lots of self-righteous, legalistic, and rigid bungholes in amateur radio. Well, first of all, I don't trust you, okay? Because define lots. 10, 12, 50, 100, 1,000? There's 700 plus thousand hams in the USA, and you're judging everyone by a select few. I don't agree with the term lots, and he has no proof of that. So I'd like to see his proof on that. As a seasoned ham, this guy, seasoned ham, someone who's worked in the RF industry, God has put me on this earth to punish them for their sins. I kind of agree with him on this point. You're correct. I heard guys say things to young hams on 6.52, and told them, I said, no, we're going to stay right here and we're going to talk to this young man. And if you don't like what's going on, you have to turn your dial. I agree with that type of action. If some sad ham is on 5.2 talking down or dressing down another ham that you can tell is young, come to his defense. I agree with that stance. Because when you bought your radio, you bought your own big mouths. And that's how you handle it. I have dressed down a few hams on 5.2, another call frequencies in cases like this, and I don't care. Well, that's not very friendly. Well, but you're doing the right thing, even if it's considered not very friendly. That's right, that you're not very friendly. You go away, you twit. So you're exactly right. This is something we said in the live stream. It's not just we have civil conversations like what you're having in this video. It's the fact that we need to name and shame them at meetings at Hamfest for this important behavior. The old hams who are a pain in the ass need to dress down for this nonsense and it'll quit. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Okay, I have done that before. I have talked to other people in videos saying that people do POTA and they're like, oh, some guy got on the frequency. Yeah, I've talked about net control operators. I've talked about the maritime mobile net. Okay, I've talked about these yahoos that think they own the frequency. Okay, and I call them out. I've called them out on the air, and I would do the same thing again if I heard them again. Because guess what? It's not indicative of a good welcoming hobby if you're going to complain to someone who's on the frequency for the first time or who's new on the frequency, or maybe they don't know what they're doing yet. So I think that this guy, I don't think he's right and said there's lots of self-righteous legalistic hams in ham radio. What's lots? What does that mean? How many is lots? I don't think that's right. I can fill a room. Okay, I can fill a room of thousands of ham radio operators at a ham fest, at a forum, and show you how everyone is friendly. These sad hams, these guys that like to talk down to people on the air or on Facebook especially, I don't think they come to ham fests. I think they're scared of public environments because their attitude is not welcome there. That's my personal opinion. I've never really met one of these guys. I know someone tried to dress down Mike, KMRD, at Hamvention. I think it was 2 years ago, and he was telling him he's not a real ham radio operator because Mike didn't know CW. Mike turned around and let the guy have it. He just went off on him. I was told about this later. I didn't actually see this happen. But yeah, we're out there calling out the bad actors, as we should be, okay? But don't let the bad actors fool you into thinking that everyone is that way. Join us on Discord. Put a comment in this video. Let me know what you think about this. And I'm not going to rest and just say, oh, well, That's how ham radio is. That's what everyone thinks, so it must be true. No, it's absolutely not true. It's not true. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. Go find a friendly community, find it on Discord, find it on YouTube, find it in a ham radio club. Try 1, try 10. If you can't find a ham radio club that's welcoming in your state, move to Texas. I'll show you about 25 of them just in North Texas. I'll show you 25 clubs in North Texas in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that are all welcoming to new hams. Maybe everyone in your state is a jackass. I don't know. Probably not. But I can show you 25 clubs in North Texas and probably another dozen in the Houston area that are all welcoming to new amateur radio operators and encouraging to new people who get on the air. So, yeah. Not going to accept that kind of pathetic trash talk from people because it's just simply not true. 73 guys, thank you for listening today. Thank you for listening to my rant. Not from Rant Strategies this time, but my rant about how ham radio is in fact welcoming. And if you haven't found your community or group yet, I welcome you to join us here. 73, put a comment in this video below, and we will catch you next time.